of going on a lot of motorcycle trips, we've learned a lot of good tips and tricks that will help you have a more enjoyable time on your next bike trip. So one of the biggest things that we learned is don't book your hotels in advance, just because that kind of makes you stuck into, I need to get from point A to point B because that's where my hotel has already been booked. It's much better to pre-plan your route and figure out approximately where you want to stay that night, and hopefully you get there. But at least if your hotel's not booked, you can always decide to stop early, or if the weather's great and you're having a good time, maybe you push on over to the next town and you can just book your hotel when you arrive.
So one of the common hotels that we stay at are Best Westerns. All hotels have been pretty motorbike friendly. They allow us to park right near the front entrance where it's well lit, secure, and safe. Best Western has given us rags or towels to clean the bike in wet weather. It prevents us or bikers from using their nice white clean towels to wipe off bugs and dirt grease from the motorcycles. We are members of Hog Motorcycle Group, and staying at Best Restaurants, they allow us to be gold members.
Yeah, they have like a little biker's gift bag when you pull up. There's like water and snacks, and like Chris mentioned, there's like rag towels, but also like some buffs to like help clean your visor and stuff. So when you're planning your bike trip, you want to make sure that you're not overextending yourself. So from experience, we would recommend at maximum planning to go about 500 kilometers per day, which on a bike, that's going to take you 6 to 8 hours because you're going to stop lots, you're going to get gas, you want to get off, stretch your legs, see some sights. So if 6 to 8 hours already seems like too much time on the bike for you, then plan less than that. And you're going to want to pick a distance that you're going to travel that's under 500 kilometers a day. And we would also recommend that for every 7 days of biking that you're planning, add in one extra vacation day, just in case. You never know if you're going to get crap weather and maybe you need to slow down your trip a little bit, or you just get really tired and you want to take a day off. So that gives you kind of that buffer day if you need it, and if you don't need it, then you get home and you might be tired from a long bike trip, so then you have one day before you go back to work.
So while on a motorbike trip, you want to enjoy the trip. It's all about the traveling, not about the destination.
And one of the things we really like to do is stop off at a river, a creek, the ocean, and stop to swim. So we always have our swimsuits packed right near the top of our bag, so we're ready to go.
Or sometimes our bathing suit is just underneath our leathers.
Yeah, in hot weather.
One of the really great hot weather tips is to wet your clothing down. If you have a buff, wet it down while driving in extreme hot weather, especially through Nevada. Or wet your t-shirt down. It will dry off really quickly on the road, which is surprising.
So one of the things that really help us to save money when we're on the road on the bike is we always make sure that we pack snacks, we bring water, and then we just replenish those snacks, stopping at grocery stores and markets along the way. Another highly recommended item is to have headsets. So we have a Bluetooth headset, we each have one that goes inside our helmet so that we can talk to one another. It's great if you're navigating through cities, and we can also listen to music, same music or different music. So it makes it really enjoyable when you're on the bike to be able to talk and also to listen to some tunes.
Yeah.
So traveling on a bike, especially with two people on one bike, the packing space is very limited. So you definitely want to make sure that the clothing that you are taking is very versatile, that wears really well, that everything matches with everything else, because you're going to need to wear that clothing for a bunch of different days and a bunch of different weather conditions.
You want to make sure you pack tools that are specific to your bike. Just bring just enough to go and get by: some pliers, adjustable wrench, some very common sockets for your bike. Make sure that you know your bike is metric or standard. One of the greatest things about the Ultra Limited here is it has heated grips and has an adapter for heated gloves as well. It's been a lifesaver traveling through BC.
Yeah, we've gotten into a snowstorm, we've gotten into freezing rain in the middle of summer. Yeah, and not just having gloves, but making sure that you have more than one pair of gloves, just in case they get wet or they get soaked through. You want to make sure that you have spares. Another tip that we like to use is we always travel with a few carabiners. So they're perfect if you need to just like hang a water bottle off the back of one of the bags, or using it to like strap in spare clothing or hang your bathing suit off of if it needs to dry. So definitely, if you don't have a carabiner, get a couple. They're not just great for bike trips, they're really good for any travel in general.
Yeah. One thing that we make sure we have, especially since the Alaska trip, is special motorcycle roadside assistance. My rear tire exploded. The sidewall blew right out.
Yeah, we did have it on the Alaska trip, but our insurance only covered us for 50 or 100 kilometers of towing the bike. And depending on where you're going, if you're in the mountains, if you're in a lot of these far-flung places that are great to motorcycle through, it can be a long way before you can get your bike to a garage that can actually fix it. So paying the extra money for that, totally worth it. So if you liked today's video, make sure you leave us a comment and let us know where you'd like to go on a bike trip.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tovah. And we really hope that you enjoy this video and it helps you get on the road.